This year is going to be your best year. And you know it, and I know it. You wouldn't have clicked on this video if you didn't know that to be true. The reason I know it's true, and I'm not just saying that, is because you have the desire to grow. It's the only reason you would have clicked on this video. You have to recognize that's a rare quality. There are many people in the world who are content with their current circumstances, their current life, and they don't have the courage to grow, to seek new knowledge and understanding so they can expand themselves. But you, on the other hand, you know you have something inside of you that is going to manifest. You have a dream, you have a vision, you have a goal. And because you have that, you have something special. You are special. And so this year, it will be your very best year. This last year was the best year of my life. And the year before that was the best year of my life. And I've noticed this trend that for those individuals who seek growth and who pursue the dream that's on their heart, life continues to expand and get better and better and better. I want to share with you a story from my last year that was really a groundbreaking experience and really changed a lot of how I view the world, how I view self-investment, and how I'm going to make 2026 my best year as well. Before I share the story, I want to give you a little bit of context. I have a fitness coaching business, as many of you know who are watching this video. It's called Limitless. I'm sitting right now in our studio in Scottsdale, Arizona, but we are a national transformation coaching business, and we work specifically with leaders, and we help them upgrade so that they lead better, look better, and feel better. Because our mission at Limitless is to help upgrade the world through fitness, and the best way we can do that is by working with leaders, people who others look up to. As a leader, if you're not confident, if you don't have energy, people around you will feel that, and that will decrease your impact. You know, around this time last year, so about exactly a year ago, my wife and I made the biggest purchase of our life. We bought a home. And this was, I'm not gonna lie, this was scary in the moment. It was the largest lump sum I'd ever sent out before. And I've never owned a home before, so I'm like, what are we doing? Well, a year later, it's been a huge blessing, and it was a really smart decision that we made. But a couple years later, I invested more than we invested into our home, into my own self-development and growth, and into my wife's self-development and growth. And I want to tell you that story today. So I'm at a client's birthday party. This is a few months after we bought our home. This is in March. This client's a successful businessman, as a lot of my clients are. And he's really well connected, so I love meeting his friends. I'll meet this guy. His name, for the sake of this video, we'll call him Jay. And Jay and I meet, and he's telling me a little bit about himself, and he's like, yeah, what do you do? What are you into? I'm like, oh, I train a lot of people who are here. I'm in the fitness coaching business. I work with leaders, people in business, executives, and I help them transform. And he goes, that must be why I'm here tonight. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I want to upgrade my fitness, and so I'm going to hire you to coach me. And I was like, okay, people say that, but not everybody follows through. Well, sure enough, the next day he texts me, he says, hey, send me over the payment link. Let me know what the payment is that you prefer in terms of time frame and commitment. Whichever one you like the most, send me the link to that. I'm gonna pay and I'm gonna work with you. Sure enough, I sent him the link and he pays for coaching. And I was like, that's the kind of person I like to work with, If you're in business, you get it. You want to work with people who are committed, who are ready to take action, who are ready to upgrade and go to the next level. And this guy was. Now, I'll give you a little bit of context. Before I went to this party, a couple months prior, I've been studying this individual in my industry. And this individual was building a very large coaching business. And he served a very similar demographic of people that I serve. And he's doing it at a high level. And I really respect this individual in terms of what he's building. So I've been researching this guy. And I'm talking to this guy at the party, Jay, who I just met. And he says, oh, you know what? You need to meet my friend. Because my friend built a really big coaching business. His name is, and he shared the individual's name. And it just so happened to be the same person who I'd been studying for the last 2 months. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to meet him. In fact, I'm familiar with his work, and I've been doing a lot of research on what he's built. And this is where the story gets kind of crazy. So he goes, yeah, he was struggling a lot in business, this guy. meaning the guy who has the coaching business. He said, yeah, he was struggling in business, and then he worked with this individual who helped him basically change his mindset, and then he became very prosperous. And he keeps talking. He's like, yeah, now he's built this business where he's making multi-millions a month. And I was like, wait, who'd you say he worked with? And he shared with me the guy's name. I said, how do I get to know Will? He was like, oh, I can introduce you. I'm friends with him. But he's kind of a behind the scenes kind of guy. He's not like one of these really out there individuals. I was like, okay, yeah, sounds like somebody who I'd like to meet. I mean, he helped somebody in my industry. I want to meet this guy. He gets me in contact with Will. And I learned about this individual a little bit more who helps people in business and people who run hedge funds and people on Wall Street and people who run countries. He helps them upgrade their mentality. More importantly, he helps them kind of get clear on what they want and helps them achieve it. And I was like, well, that's kind of what I do in fitness. And so if I can learn from the best, then that would really help me improve so I can better serve my clients and grow a business that is better. Ultimately, your business is really just a reflection of you. So if I can upgrade my skills, then that'd be really good. But I learned what it costs to work with this guy, Will, and it was more money than I've ever spent in my life. I just bought a house. I mean, how am I going to invest into this coaching? It seemed crazy. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but I knew I wanted to work with him because I looked at his clients and I looked at the results he was getting people, and what he was saying really resonated with me. Hopefully you're following so far. I go to this party, I meet this guy, Jay, and within 24 hours hires me to be his coach, but he also introduces me to this individual, Will, who helped somebody else in my industry tremendously and many other people as well. I mean, Will's even worked with, I believe, leaders of countries to help them improve their ability to lead other people. I've been in contact with Will for like a month, and I'm like, man, I want to do your training. I'll be honest, man, I've never spent this much on anything. I mean, I just bought a house. This is a good amount of money, and I had the money, it was daunting. Tax season comes up, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see how much I gotta pay in taxes. And they were projecting a really big tax bill. The tax bill was much larger than anything I'd ever seen in previous years and much more than I was expecting. And so I sit down with my tax manager, and I'm really stressed out. I'm like, man, if I have to fork over this amount of money, that's gonna hurt. So we sit down at the tax meeting. Keep in mind, I'm still having conversations with Will, and I know the exact number it's gonna cost for my wife and I to join his training. And I know the exact number that's being projected for my tax bill. We sit down with my tax guy, and he's like, all right, it's a big number this year. You guys ready for this? Taylor and I look at each other, we're like, yeah, just lay it on us, man. He tells us the number. It was about half of what we had projected it would be. And the difference between what it was projected and what it actually was the exact price that it cost to join Will's program. And it took me about 3 seconds to realize, oh my goodness, it is the exact number that it costs to invest to be a part of coaching with this company. It seemed like too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever had anything like this happen, but I just knew in that moment, as daunting as this investment seems, if I believe in myself and my mission enough to invest this amount of money, even if the program and the coaching is terrible, I will be a better man because of it, because I said yes. And I put that money, which money is just energy, into myself and to my wife so that we could elevate our mind, our communication, and the quality of life that we have. Because I knew if we could do that, we could improve the quality of life that other people are having by the way that we serve them. So we moved forward. And that moment was a really defining moment because we learned since then so much valuable information that has changed our relationship. It's changed how we do business. It's allowed us to be able to communicate much more clearly what it is exactly that we do with Limitless, with this business. And it also taught me this, that at a certain point, you have to realize you're worth it. And the way that you invest into yourself and your dream is how you tell yourself that you are worth it. You know, if you live in fear and you cling to your money and your resources, you don't invest them, if you cling to the comfort of the situation that you're in, and you might be in a good spot. I mean, a lot of people have good jobs, good family life, but they want more, they're just not willing to take action on that. And that's really doing yourself a disservice. So if you're gonna make 2026 the best year yet, which of course you are, you have to bet on yourself relentlessly. I mean, because Taylor and I invested into ourselves, it elevated our quality of life. It allowed us to make more money. I mean, we had just in November, our largest month yet. And it was our largest month significantly. But here's what's cool. Because of the tools that we learned, we were able to scale our business to 2 times more than it's ever been this entire year, and do so with so much more peace. You see, we weren't lacking the peace that is necessary to be able to scale something and do it from a place of being centered. A lot of people talk about the grind, and we didn't have that energy as we've been scaling this business. We've worked hard and diligently, but we found that when you can communicate better, have more systems in place, and have more tools mentally, that you can scale something up without necessarily that correlating to more stress, right? And I think that's something to also recognize, is that when you're looking at your dream life and your goal, sometimes you look at it and focus on what you don't want. Like, oh, is that gonna create more responsibility? Is that gonna create more pain in my life? Is that gonna be really challenging? You can redesign how you're looking at it. A lot of the reason it might cause pain or discomfort or stress is because the way you're perceiving that opportunity or perceiving that goal. When in reality, the reason you have your goal and have your dream is to enrich the quality of your life, not to take from it. There's a Bible verse that talks about this. It says, focus your thoughts on what is good and pure and honorable and worthy of praise. And when you do, you'll experience the peace of God. So when you think about your goals, focus on the positive side of the outcome that you want, as opposed to focusing on what could go wrong. Because when you focus on what could go wrong, you're basically putting your faith in the outcome that you don't want, as opposed to putting your energy in the outcome you truly want and desire. That's where trust and faith comes in, is focusing solely on what is good, honorable, pure, and worthy of praise. And when you do, how could you not win? How would it be logically possible that you don't win when all you focus on is what you want? Because you know what you want is in alignment with what God wants for you. And you know what you want is also in alignment with what's going to make your life better, the people around you, their life better, and even beyond that, because your actions have a ripple effect you can't even see. I hope this story is helpful for you. As I go through life and I grow and I learn, I just want to share that with other people, because I love life. And I think it's such a blessing to be in the position I'm in today. You know, I know we're going to grow so much, but we've come so far. And part of that is like, okay, well, what am I learning that's allowing me to grow and be more at peace? And how can I then share that with other people? So 2026 is going to be your year. Today is going to be your day. And I hope that this message finds you well. I'll catch you in the next video. If you want to join along the journey as I continue to grow this business, help people transform, and provide as much value as I possibly can, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and Merry Christmas. We'll see you soon.